Welcome to another episode of the Post Game. I am your host, Davion, and I am joined by my boy Elijah
Eli NYC.
and my boy Matt.
What up?
And we're gonna miss our boy Freddie today, but how y'all doing, man?
I'm
good.
Can't complain.
Good.
I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm good too, man. It was a terrible week in football for me, but it is what it is at this point.
It is.
But it's what, week 10 now? We're walking into?
Week 11.
We're more
Week
than
11.
Yeah, wow.
Week
We're
11.
we're more than halfway into the season.
Mhm.
And it feels like it's gone so fast, hasn't it? But yeah, man, we're gonna get right into the swing of things, talking about trending topics today. First trending topic. This is a little late, but OBJ signs with the Rams, man. How do we feel about that? Is that a good fit, or what's gonna happen?
I think it's not like it's a big deal. Obviously, it is Odell, but I don't think it changes anything
Nope.
to their offense, especially with Robbie Anderson being out for the year now because he tore his ACL, which sucks.
Robert Woods.
Yeah, Robert Woods did.
Robbie Anderson, lol.
And good. I don't know. Yeah, I think he's just gonna play that Robert Woods role, maybe like less, because they like to use him in like end arounds and stuff. Robert Woods, but I don't think they'll be doing that. But like, I don't know. Again, I don't really think this changes anything. They'll still be good, but yeah.
Yeah, look, like we've already gotten to see him play one time, and I think Stafford and him, like, the connection's already not there. Of course, it's only been like 1 week. Well, not even a week though. Like
Half a week.
5 days ish.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna take time for them to understand what they need. Do I think it's a good fit for OBJ?
No.
I wouldn't say
I wish
no.
he went to the Packers.
Well, because you're biased. That's what it is.
I think it would have been
biased.
better. No, I think it would have been better if he went to Green Bay because
Exactly.
there's less target share because it's mainly Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams,
Exactly.
and the Rams. It's Cooper Kupp. It was Robert Woods, Darrell Henderson, Tyler Higbee, even.
Yeah, but do you think they picked him up because they lost Robert Woods? Because they picked him up the same day that Robert Woods got hurt, if I'm not mistaken. They just didn't tell anybody that Robert Woods was hurt.
So I think they were talking with him, and he was talking with Von Miller. Odell was.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, I heard that like Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods, and like maybe Stafford did a group FaceTime with Odell, and were like trying to convince him to play in LA. I don't think it has anything to do with Robert Woods because like it literally simultaneously happened just randomly. Like that's just super unlucky. So, I think they'll be. I don't know. It's gonna take a couple weeks for Odell to potentially look good again, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think they need to really figure out like how they want to play with him,
Exactly.
how they want that to work. Because until then, you're just gonna have him running around looking crazy. But here's another trending topic: Cam Newton. He's a Panther again.
He's back.
He's back.
That was so dope.
How do y'all feel? Matt, you being
Panthers
the
fans.
Panthers fan, like, tell me, talk to me, man.
How it feels to have Cam back.
I like it. I just don't like how the organization handled it because.
Wait, well, what part? Like, what do you mean?
Getting rid of
So
him?
they cut him 2 years ago.
Yes.
They signed Teddy as a replacement, and they signed Darnold as a replacement to the replacement, and then they bring Cam back for the replacement of the replacement of the replacement. So it's like
bad on y'all.
It's stupid how they did it.
For sure.
But like, I'm fine with it because like the worst Cam can do is not worse than Darnold. That's all I'm saying. So like we know, like even if Cam isn't like good, I still think like he'll be better than Darnold.
Yeah.
And like I don't think he has to be like great or good like his 2015 season. If he's just like decent, because this defense could easily carry us to like potentially a wild card spot. So I love it. It's pretty cool seeing him back in Carolina. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how the season goes with him. So
I heard he's gonna be taking 75% of the snaps this week in practice. So I think I think they're gonna push him to start.
He's definitely gonna start.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna start. He just gotta learn y'all playbooks.
I've heard like potentially doing a snap count with like, so PJ Walker is just like the main QB. He looked pretty good against Arizona too. We'll get into that. Yeah. But like he would be the main QB, and then Cam would come in for the goal lines, the
like some Saints type stuff with with
Taysom Hill basically.
Yeah.
No, but I think he should be the starter, like period, because like obviously he's not the best thrower, but like him and McCaffrey on the same field can be so deadly.
They already got that bond together.
100%.
Exactly. Yeah. And with like Cam, he just brings like this energy, like this, I don't know, it's just like this calming, like hype energy to the Panthers that they needed because they were so dull for like most of the season. So
I completely
I could tell. I could say that for the most part because I was reading up on something and like people were saying like they never saw like Christian McCaffrey so happy when Cam scored that touchdown.
Mm-hmm. Like, I've never seen him do that in my life.
Exactly, right?
He missed his
a smile when he doesn't have the ball, right?
Exactly.
Honestly, like with me, as a Saints fan in the same division as y'all, still looking for a playoff spot, I fully think like this is a worst case scenario for the Saints. Like I think Cam can bring something to that team, like you said, that y'all haven't had all season. It's like that flair, like that just ability to wake up an offense or wake up an entire team. Because let's be real, like Cam, he has a really big, he has a big ego, but he has a really big personality where it's like that's what you want in your locker room type thing.
Exactly.
And so like.
He's just so confident.
Yes, that's perfect. That's the perfect way to say it. Like he's so confident that he and his ability to know what he wants to do. And and honestly, like, do I think he's gonna be great? Do I think he's gonna start? We'll see. But I don't know. If I'm a Panthers fan, I'm really happy that Cam's back. But here's a question: going back to Odell. Is Odell Beckham Hall of Famer right now?
No.
No.
Not yet. Not yet.
What does he need to be a Hall of Famer?
Potentially a championship.
I think he has to have one. I think he has to get one.
That too, but not even that. He just has to find that right team that he can just be that player like how he used to be.
If he doesn't win a ring, he has to be in like a situation with the Giants where he's the number one guy and he's getting everything.
But he's going to have to be that good for like the next 5 seasons if he wants to, or at least 3.
That was good. He just had to find it. He should have just went to the Packers, like I said, because I guarantee you, if he would have went to the Packers, we would have made him look good, especially Rodgers. Like we don't have to overuse Adams. We could use Odell too. So like it would have been good. So, but whatever, things happen.
It's going to be interesting to see. Harping onto your Packers. Aaron Jones out for what, 2 to 4 weeks? I think I saw. After
2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks after what?
I think.
It was
MCL.
Yeah, a little sprain in his MCL. That sucks to see him go down. But AJ Dillon, man, he's a really good backup. He could probably be a starter on any other team.
Like I always say.
He looks good, yeah. He looks good as hell.
I've been saying this on every podcast. Every podcast I've been saying AJ Dillon he's just a beast. He's big body. I like him. I really do.
Again, I don't know why they signed Aaron Jones to that massive contract because I always thought AJ Dillon was like decent and like they don't need Aaron Jones really. Like he's a great pass catcher, but like if AJ Dillon's literally like now, I mean obviously with the injury now he's taking all the snaps, but like it looked like AJ Dillon was starting to like slowly gain more snaps than Aaron Jones, which is
for sure
kind of weird to see. Yeah.
Well, that's what's been going on. Like they've been trying to take turns. I've been seeing, and it's like slowly becoming A.J. Dillon on the snaps and like
Yeah.
Aaron Jones on mostly light passing. So
Yeah, exactly.
that's what they're trying to do. So
listen, two things real quick.
Whatever we do, I hope it works. So I like AJ Dillon.
Two things.
So,
I wouldn't be surprised if they traded him. Not
Aaron
Dillon.
Jones.
Aaron Jones. I mean, you'll save money. I mean, but when you look
it's gonna
at that,
be hard to because they just paid him.
For sure, but when you look at like the whole like deal when it comes to like running backs and like number twos, it's like the Saints and like with Mark Henry and Alvin Kamara. It's
Mark Ingram.
I meant Mark Ingram. Yeah, you've had yours. Now it's my time to have mine, right?
Yeah.
But like when you look at it, it's like they have like Mark Ingram couldn't have started. Well, he could have started, but he wouldn't have had the same effect on the Saints. But whenever Alvin Kamara got it, I think like they complement each other really well, and I feel like if you take either of them out of that, like they almost become predictable, if that makes sense. I think we have seen what's the kid's name? I'm sorry, Aaron Jones. We have seen him like be able to hold that number one spot, but it just to me, I don't know if like AJ Dillon can hold that spot like that. Like he could be that good.
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of teams now are using 2 to 3 running backs.
Yes,
which is good. One pass catcher, one just like heavy, like power runner, and then maybe a combination of both. But like the only person like besides like the Titans with Derrick Henry, they don't use anyone else but him. But like, I don't know. It's just weird. Like if you were talking about like trading Aaron Jones, it's kind of hard to because like running backs are a dime a dozen, and it's like yes, he's great, but it's like what is he really worth?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's I don't know. It'll just I think it'll really open the eyes to see how good AJ Dillon actually is. Chase Young, man, prayers up to him. Yeah. He tore his ACL this past week as well against the Buccaneers. So he's gonna be out for the season. Sad to see this happen, man. It happens so much.
It's looking like a lot of knee injuries.
These ACLs and MCLs are
a lot of and hamstring injuries, bro.
Oh yeah,
hamstrings. Yep.
It's sad to see, man. But hopefully he can get back and better next season. Got 2 more things to trim topics. Le'Veon Bell. We talked about this pre-show. Is his career over?
Yes.
Oh. To the fact of he's not going to play anymore, or to just the fact that he's going to be a backup or like a 4th or 3rd option?
He's just going to always be a backup. If every team he's going to join, he's going to be that backup running back.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
he's not how he used to be. He's not that star when he left the Steelers. So.
And like. Maybe he can be a backup somewhere if there's another injury. But who? Like,
I mean, I think we know we're gonna call him like Le'Veon's gonna be a what's it called? Practice squad goon,
Yeah.
He's gonna and let's just be real. Like that's what he's gonna be because like he's an experienced back who hasn't been good in what 4 seasons since he left Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since he left Pittsburgh, he's never been the same.
Yeah, exactly. And so, like when you look at that, it's like, come on, it's like it's sad to see him like with all that potential go down so fast.
Yeah,
kind of did it to himself, though. So.
Oh, for sure, 100%. But yeah, last question, in trending topics or just questionnaires, I guess. Who is the front runner for MVP right now? Who is your MVP right now?
I was thinking about this. I legitimately don't think a QB will win it.
There has not been none that's been consistent enough to win it because Brady has had 2 stinky games.
Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about that. I can't wait to talk about Brady.
So he's taking his name off the list.
He's off that.
Mahomes has been bad.
Mahomes starting to look a little better.
Oh, he's starting to pick it back
for sure he looked great, but I mean, it's too late in the season if you're being real.
Oh, it is.
Rodgers getting COVID messes him up. Kyler being hurt messes him up. Maybe Dak right now.
Dak's still been looking good.
What they have? 3
Dak's
losses?
been really good.
Last week though, and he missed that one game or one or two games, didn't he?
I was about to say
hard.
He missed 2 games, and
the only bad game he really had. Well, it wasn't even a bad game. It was just the Cowboys' loss was the Broncos.
Yeah,
but
the Broncos. That was.
He played terrible.
He didn't play terrible.
He didn't play awful.
Oh,
he still had 2 touchdowns and one interception. But other than that, it was just the Cowboys in general. That wasn't a Cowboys game. But like he only missed 1 game, and that was against the Vikings, and Cooper Rush showed up for that. But like previous, Dak been doing pretty good.
And you can't say Josh Allen or Lamar. Can't say either of them two either.
I was gonna say between the QBs, I think the front runners are Allen, Jackson, and Dak. Out of those three,
I would put Dak.
I would put Lamar
Allen.
First.
Agreed. I would 100% agree.
Or Lamar.
I put Lamar at 1, then Dak, then Josh Allen.
Yeah, I would put him over. I would put Dak definitely over Allen. So.
Yeah.
For the MVP, not overall.
Allen had a couple. Like I think he had more stink games than Dak had. So.
I mean, yeah, and like he didn't look good. I mean, against the Jaguars, they didn't look good at all. But he looked really good against the Jets. But it's the Jets.
That team, man. We'll talk about that in a second. But man, talking about that game.
What about a non-QB? Who would win the MVP then?
Cooper Kupp.
Ooh,
I like that. That's a good one.
Let's be real. Yeah,
he improved a lot.
He could. That'd be sick.
I would love to see it. Honestly, I would love to see Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I would love
what about a potential running back? Jonathan Taylor.
It's between.
He's been really good.
Yes,
I was just gonna say that Jonathan Taylor's been wonderful, but
he started slow. Remember?
Yeah, I was about to say Colts did start.
Oh yeah, but he's about to be the leading rusher. I mean, he hasn't technically passed Derrick Henry yet, but he's going to be the leading rusher.
Oh, for sure.
Because Derrick is not coming back. So yeah, he's definitely over. But James,
I like Kupp and Taylor as non-QBs.
You know they're actually tied. You know they're tied with rushing yards right now, man.
Wow, that's insane.
They're tied.
It took Derrick Henry 6 weeks to get that.
937 to be exact.
Oh my god.
The next person is Nick Chubb's at 721.
I was about to say Nick Chubb's too.
What? No, I wouldn't say to him.
No.
He missed a couple games, remember?
No, not that. What I mean is like if Derrick Henry was already 937, imagine if he wasn't hurt. He probably would already been in the thousands.
Oh, for sure. He would have
100%.
Yeah, for sure. You know,
he might get 2,000 rushing yards again.
Yeah. I mean, I do like that shout though for Jonathan Taylor, Matt. I do like that a lot. I'd say Jonathan Taylor, Cooper Kupp, or what's the quarterback we said number 1? Lamar
Jackson. Yeah.
Lamar. Yeah. I agree.
Maybe because no one else has really stood out to us. Well, stood out this season. Like it's actually been a pretty.
It's been a very close year for everything.
For everybody. It's what we love though. It's genuinely what we love.
That's great. Yeah.
That feels very unpredictable. So.
Which is funny because it's usually never unpredictable. Like we usually go into the year, it's like, oh, the Chiefs are gonna be great. No.
Nope.
They're average. Yeah.
And they haven't. So.
Tampa Bay is gonna be great. No.
Nope. They haven't either.
It's exciting to see like all these teams lose or win or tie.
And I have questions about that too, but we'll get there when we talk about their games. So
Okay.
All right. So moving on out of trending topics, we had a really good trending topics time. We're gonna move on into our first game of Week 10. The Ravens and the Dolphins. So this
was the funny thing about this was Matt said the Dolphins was going to win, and then he changed his mind. So.
Oh, Matt. You did. Look, I remember because I was like, really, Matt?
I said Dolphins, and then he changed his mind and said Ravens.
I didn't think that Lamar couldn't throw after they blitzed him like 50 times.
Hey, but that's literally what it was. I mean, you know what happens like in these games right here? And it's something that really puts like a team on the map is like, they learn how to stop these high-powered offenses like the Ravens is. And then and every other team looks at that tape and like, oh, this is how we do it? Just blitz them 15 times? Oh, okay, let's blitz them every play then. And so it'll be interesting to see how other teams take what Miami just did to Lamar into their game plan for the rest of the season. But I don't know what. So you said the reason for their loss was the blitzes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean their defense played really well
too.
Yeah, they fumbled. I know they fumbled 2 or 3 times, if I'm not mistaken.
They fumbled too.
They fumbled twice, and like that defense for the Dolphins stepped up big, which is funny.
Finally did something.
And then Dolphins scored off one of the fumbles too.
Yeah, Scooper scored. I don't understand like what this Dolphins team is doing. Like even though they just beat this Ravens team, like their quarterback situation, their offense, like it's like it's incomplete almost. You know what I mean? It's like they don't have anything like cemented. It's like a loose cannon. Like we're gonna run this play, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like
I think it's just.
One more time.
I mean, I low key kind of see a little bit of like the Panthers previously, so it's like just a very stale offense.
Yeah.
And like on paper should be a good defense for Miami, but I don't know what's going on with that.
Sure.
Like they should be a very good defense.
Like Washington.
Exactly. And Washington's been really bad on defense this year.
Well, they showed out this week.
Yeah, besides last week.
I'm about to say they showed out this week.
Is Tua their franchise quarterback? That's my question.
You got to give him more time. I personally, I don't know. I don't really like Tua, but you got to give him time still. Now with all the Watson rumors, I don't know how that's going to be. So
question: would you take Tua over Jacoby?
I would.
Okay.
I would say yes, that, and because we saw what Jacoby did last season at the Colts, and it wasn't much. So I think you would have to take Tua. But I think right now Tua's in that spot where it's like he has 7 games with the rest of the season to prove if they're going to be a good team or if he's going to be their franchise quarterback or not.
Yeah.
And I think the Dolphins waiting 2 seasons for Tua was just like, I think we're going to see that teams have stopped doing that, because I get that you want a franchise quarterback to come out of the draft, but at the same time you can't. He's not been performing.
It's so hard to. You got to give them like I'm not saying they don't have weapons.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, but all their receivers are injured.
Yeah, and he's been injured as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think you're gonna have to like really. I think for the rest of the season, he's gonna have to step it up and show that he really wants his job.
Yeah.
I do think this is a wake up call for the Ravens. I think they smell the roses aren't sweet anymore, and they're gonna have to play some football. Because losing to a 2-7 Dolphins team is embarrassing. Let's just be real.
Well, yeah, Lamar's just got to figure that out. I mean, that's just ridiculous that they literally blitzed the majority of the game and you couldn't figure it out.
Like they had 3 points going into the 4th quarter. Granted, the Dolphins only had what
9,
like 9, but at the same point, like your high-powered offense only has 3 points against a Dolphins team. They're gonna have to figure out a way. They're gonna have to figure out a way to adjust and be better than what that was.
It was a boring game to me. Just be honest with you.
It was interesting. It was very interesting.
I mean, it's interesting. You just watch good football and good coaching from the Dolphins. That's what you want.
It was just a defense game. Yeah. I mean, only 2 touchdowns on offense combined.
Yeah.
Yeah. One was a pick 6 or a fumble. Sorry. Yeah, a fumble. Mm-hmm.
Man, it's interesting times, man, coming out of Miami and seeing what I mean. Here's the last question I have for Miami. Like, what are they missing to be a team to compete? Because look, coming into the season, like last season they finished 10-6, which is one of the best finishes they've had in
so long.
And
I'm gonna say it's so long.
5 to 7
so
years.
Long.
What are they missing? Like, where's the disconnect for that team?
I think it's just consistency.
Yeah.
They've been very dull this whole season, and they shouldn't be.
No.
They really shouldn't. I don't know. And maybe it's the coaching, right now with Flores, but I don't think so. I don't know.
Because Brian Flores, let's be real, he's a really good head coach. I mean,
he is a good coach.
I mean, let's be real. This Dolphins team that on paper this season is like a lot better than the one that it is last season. Granted, they had COVID last season, but they finished 10-6. And so the disconnect between like, you know, a good team and like, I think for me, I think they're not waking up for work. Like I think they're just coming into the game like, okay, we're just going out here to play. Like there's no like nothing fabricated with them. There's nothing set in stone. Like there's no goal. That's what it looked like. There's no goal for the end of their at the end of their games. And it's just like you gotta be better than that.
And it's like you could say they could potentially make a playoff run, but the AFC is so close now. Like it's going to be near.
I don't think they have a chance to come back.
I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but technically they could. But again, the AFC is so like close.
It's a lot better, and it's like the wins right now in the AFC. Like I think the 7th spot actually. I think it's like 6 wins or 5 or 6 wins.
Yeah,
it's 5-4. There's like a lot
of there's a lot of teams that are above 500 or 500 in the AFC right now.
And so I think honestly, I do think their season's over. But I think
especially with
go ahead.
I was gonna say especially being in the Bills, the New England division, because they look really good. So
we'll talk about the Patriots in a second. But man, I just feel like they just need to do like they have the ability to do better, but they're missing on all accords. But yeah, I mean that's all I got for that game. We're gonna move on until the next game, the Bills versus the Jets. This game,
once again,
so bad.
Jets are trash.
Not even that.
And they are trash.
Not even that though. Like I think this Bills team that played the Jets yesterday is one of the most that's probably the most complete offense. Yes, complete offenses I've seen all season long.
They even got Gabriel Davis in the game.
I mean, listen, let me tell you what. You got 4 running backs that scored touchdowns. 4 different running backs that scored touchdowns. 2 of your receivers are over 100 yards. I mean, Diggs had 169,
62
or something like that. Like, what?
And a TD. Like, that's what? Ridiculous.
Like, I mean, their offense looked like they were – from the jump, let's go to work. I mean, because what? They lost last week to Jacksonville.
The Jags.
Like, and I think them bouncing back like this shows, like, the heart and the fight that they have. Because, like, you know, some teams, after they lose – I mean, like, for the really good teams, when they lose, the week after, their opponent's getting blown out. And so I think this shows that they're a really good team, and they really didn't like what happened last week. Their defense looked good. Josh Allen, 21 for 28, 366, 2 tubs, 1 pick. Like,
he stepped it up.
Hey, they're still my Super Bowl favorite. I'm not gonna lie, they are still my Super Bowl favorites. But man, like, how y'all feel about this game?
I just want to point out one thing. 4 interceptions from Mike White. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4. That's just terrible. That's terrible.
They were playing a really good Bills team. Come on.
Like, no, but like some of them were just like the throws he was doing was like careless throws too. It was like just terrible.
Yeah.
So
just bad. I don't really have anything else to say. I will say Stephon Diggs has finally started to get a groove because most of the season he was getting targets, but it wasn't like big games, you know. So this is his best game of the year so far. So that's good to see him getting going more on the offense. But
I mean, out on fantasy, so.
100%.
That's why you're saying he has the best game. You know his stats, don't you?
I love it.
It's crazy. It's crazy that like us who play fantasy, like we know the players' stats so much more because they're on our teams or because like we have to watch them closely. But honestly, did you see his touchdown on the left side of the end zone on that go route?
That was ridiculous. They
that's one of the best.
To him they threw it to him back-to-back play.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're 1-on-1 with somebody who can't guard you. You tell me to go. You're gonna tell him to go the ball. But honestly, that snatch from him was honestly one of the best I've seen all season. Like right over the shoulder. It just textbook football, man. And I love to see it, man. I really do love to see it so much. But I think that's it that we all have for that game, don't we?
Yeah, Jets terrible, trash.
You know, before we get out of there, is it the head coach? Is he the problem?
No. It's his first year. The
Oh,
Jets have always been bad. They don't really.
That's true.
Like, hopefully these next 2 to 3 years, because they have a lot of draft picks, so hopefully they can start to rebuild, and maybe they'll be decent in like 5 to 6 years. But man, that's what we get for the Jets. I don't know.
Man, I saw Rex Ryan drag their head coach this past week. I mean, let's be real.
Well, they were comparing him to Robert Saleh, and it's like,
I mean,
technically Rex Ryan was a better coach than him right now.
Technically, here we go. I mean, Rex Ryan wasn't great.
Well, I mean, but he got him to a playoff.
Yeah, good point. I guess
the Jets were actually like good.
Yeah, so. I mean, in that really hard division.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good point. But yeah, listen, I don't think Saleh should be getting all the all the slack. First season, the brand new team, all these young players.
A terrible team too.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens. Gonna move on though to the Washington football team and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This one here.
Oh boy! All right, now this is my questions. I told you I have 2 questions.
Go ahead. I'll let you start.
So my first question is: do y'all think Bucs still that scary team to go against, or no?
Their defense has been very poor.
Yes.
These past couple games. Also, the penalties killed them a lot in this game too, and just like they just did not look synced up. Like everything was just off.
And it's not even this game though, but it's not just this game.
Who did they lose to last time?
Saints.
Yeah, those are the Saints.
That's right.
I mean, it's the same thing what happens to the Saints. Like you said, their penalties they don't look like they know what they're doing. They look like they're not. They didn't just win a Super Bowl together. Which is funny to me because you saw this team, they were clicking like Jello. They knew exactly what they wanted, how they wanted, like everything. But right now, it's they're shells of themselves. But yeah, I mean that's we're sure. I mean, if Matt has more to it,
I don't really.
So the second question, Matt. The second question, Matt probably pretty much like answered it. Is Bucs defense starting to lose their touch?
They've lost it. I don't think they're starting to. I think they've completely lost it. But I do want to go back on what I said about them not being scary. I still do think they are scary because of Tom Brady. That's it.
Okay. Oh yeah.
He hasn't looked.
That offense is so lethal.
Yeah, he hasn't looked great either. But
back to back, he had bad games. So
I mean, he had 2 picks in the first half, and then they really couldn't get it. I mean, they got it going in the second half like they did against the Saints, but they couldn't finish it off. And honestly, he should have had 3 picks going at the end of that game. But listen, Tom Brady he's looked the shell of himself as well. Honestly, do I think he'll snap out of it and start working out here soon? Probably. But whoever they play next week, I really do fend for him because we like I said about the Bills, really good teams don't like losing. And they just lost to the football team. Like what?
Yeah.
Big upset.
Like their defense hasn't played well at all this. I mean, well, they haven't been what they should have been at all this season. But I do think Taylor Heineke played really well, man. Like one of his.
I was about to point that out. I was waiting for some. If none of y'all would have said it, I would have said it.
Like one of his best games against an established Bucs defense.
Had a good game.
So I think you got to give him the game ball for that, and that defense as well, man. They just played. They played to the best of their abilities. Even after losing Chase Young, they still played well. Yeah, but I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens. With the Bucs, man, like I really do think that they should and probably sadly they probably will figure it out. But right now
I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I do think they are off rails right now though.
I think they are probably most likely will pull the same thing they did last year because they didn't do too good last year either. But then when they made it to the playoffs, it just took off from there.
Well, no, it was week 5 or 6. I think after they lost to the Saints, they picked it up and got going. They won almost every other game, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But I mean, what they lose back to back after? I mean, because their last week was a bye week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, coming off a bye week, you're supposed to win that game, man. So honestly, I don't really know. I don't really know what to say about this team right now, man. I just don't really know what to say about Tampa Bay, but we'll see what happens with them. I think the NFC South is going to come down to the wire, sadly.
It will.
And I hope the Saints don't miss the playoffs. But yeah, I mean it is what it is.
Pray they don't.
I mean, honestly,
I pray they don't. You know why I said that?
Actually, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I don't think they'll make it. Well, no, I think they'll make. I don't think they'll get
You
out
don't
the
think the
first
Saints
round.
will make it?
I don't think they'll get out the first round. That we'll talk about the Saints here in like a game or two, but
yeah.
Well, yeah, that's all I got for the Saints. But yeah, moving on to the next game, we have Falcons and the Cowboys. This one here, I'll start. People are saying that the Cowboys are like the best team in football. No. Cut the crap. They played a terrible Falcons team. Before this game, they beat the Saints, yes, but the Saints are a shell of themselves this season as well. Mm-hmm. But, like, you can't sit here and say that Dallas, because they put 43 on the Falcons, are automatic, like, kings.
First, I just want to say this. Dak had to redeem himself because of that last game. So
Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they played Atlanta, to be real.
Don't get me wrong.
At home.
I got something to say about the Falcons whenever you're done.
You can start.
Oh, you done?
I just don't understand.
All I got to say is Falcons looking how they always been looking. Terrible. Matt Ryan, terrible. The whole team, terrible. Like, they just terrible. Like, 3 interceptions in total, no touchdowns. It's just terrible.
Hey,
you got benched.
You know what's funny? How do you – hold on. I don't know how to say this. I'm just so mad. How do you give away 29 points in the second quarter? What?
Mm-hmm. That's bad.
Are you serious? Everybody should be fired.
They're known to have just a really bad defense anyways. But I will say, I don't think the Cowboys are bad. Like, I think they're still
for sure.
I think they're a top 5 team. But, like, it was just another bounce back game, like you said. Just completely – they were like, yeah, we lost to the Broncos. The Broncos haven't looked that good. So let's blow out a team that's even worse. So, like,
exactly.
I don't think – yeah, I mean, Atlanta just sucks. Atlanta's so weird because they can beat, like, 1 or 2 really, really good teams.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just lose everything. Like, they're not consistent at all. So
very, very inconsistent.
I will say the whole hype of the Falcons potentially making the playoffs, no way.
No.
Hell
no. Yeah, I'll take that back.
Absolutely.
I'll take that back. After that game, I'll take it back.
Honestly,
even when they beat the Saints, I was like, they're not making a wild card spot.
Well, here's that point on them being the Saints. You know, the Saints, the Falcons now have like Saints coordinator, one of the Saints general manager who would be in every Saints like game day meeting, like going over plays and stuff. They have him as their general manager now, so he knew exactly what the Saints were going to run, exactly what they're going to play. Like he just knew what the Saints were going to do, like through and through. And so honestly, like there's not much you can do about that when someone knows your playbook, pretty much. Like, and that's why it sucks when it comes to like coordinators moving in division, because they're always going to know what's going to happen that first game. But yeah, like y'all said, Matt Ryan deserves to be under the bench, man. 9 for 21, 117, 2 picks, like. And Josh Rosen didn't come on and help. He went 1 for 6, 14 yards with a pick.
He threw an interception too, so
it's just a bad game for them.
I think did he get benched in the third quarter?
Who, Rosen?
No, Matt Ryan.
I have no idea. I didn't watch.
I don't know.
I saw he got benched, but
that would suck. I mean, you know what's funny is that, you know, we have all of these like veterans like Ben Roethlisberger and Brady and Rodgers and, you know, just the veteran quarterbacks in this league. Like Matt Ryan to me is the worst out of all of them.
I think Big Ben's the worst.
Well, But you haven't seen Big Ben get benched though.
No. I think it's Matt Ryan.
You haven't seen Big Ben play
Matt
this
Ryan's
bad.
the worst out of all.
You haven't seen Ben play this bad.
That is true.
Because he actually has a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
The Falcons have nothing. So they really have nothing. So like, of course, Matt Ryan's going to look worse because he has to do all he can, and there's not really a lot he can do. Now with the Steelers, they're good because they have weapons. They have pretty decent weapons. They got Najee Harris. If they can figure out their O-line, they'll be decent. Their defense is really good with TJ Watt, and Hayward's been really good. So like, I don't know. I would just say
good point.
I still think that Big Ben's worse because if you're looking at just like regular play, I think Big Ben makes way more mistakes.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I was about to comment on that. I still think Matt Ryan is worse, but we never saw Matt Ryan do 5 picks in one game and no touchdowns. So Big Ben definitely did that. So
I think going off what Matt just said, I agree now. I mean, yeah, Ben has his games for the most part where that ball is out in 0.0
But it's like
seconds.
he doesn't have to do a lot to look good.
No, not at all. No. My point was like, he gets the ball out so fast and he's just so bad. Yeah. Like there's not decision making anymore. It's just like he has to do it.
And it's basically they're a very West Coast run heavy offense. So it's like if they're getting blown out, then that's when they have to like expand and like do like bigger plays, like more than 10 to 15 yards, like stuff like that. And that's when Big Ben could potentially look off.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know, man. I do think this Falcons team isn't making the playoffs. But I do think this Dallas team, I think they should stay humble, man, because I feel like when it comes to Dallas, they're inconsistent to the fact of they might not show up one game, and it might be
it'll be interesting in the playoffs.
Yeah,
how they do.
Sure.
Like if they just are a first round exit, or not first round, but like if they just like lose in the first game, like if they're actually legit. So
I mean, because like who do they have right now for the? Let me see. Like who?
Listen. I have something to say, Davion.
Hey, go ahead.
Before you keep going, before you keep like getting on the Cowboys, is it the Cowboys that's like irritating you that they need to humble themselves, or it's the fans?
That's pretty funny.
Because I don't think Cowboys is really like.
No, I'm
just talking that crap like they're the best team. It's most likely they fans.
I'm stating it as the fact of like, I mean, they lose last week, and then now people are like, okay, Dallas are now still the best team in football. No, they played the Falcons. They need to relax. Like, the team isn't what people are gonna think it is. I mean, because Cowboys right now are sitting third in the NFC championship, and they will have to play what they'd play.
They'll have to play either the Rams, the Cardinals,
or the Saints,
or the Panthers potentially.
Well, right now they play the Saints because Saints are sitting at 6.
Yes,
and to me it's like, do I think the Saints could beat this Dallas team? Maybe, because right now we play them next week on Thanksgiving, I think. Yes, we do.
That's right. Yep,
we play them on Thanksgiving next week. And honestly, it's like the Saints are notorious for knowing Dallas. So let's say a good Saints defense shows up and a decent or half of themselves Saints offense show up. Like, I personally think that they could easily beat, not easily, but I do think the Saints could beat this team. I'm just saying, like, when it comes to Dallas fans and their team, it's like they should humble themselves and know that like it's not going to be easy, because like let's look at it. Dallas hasn't played this well and this good of football in 20 years. So they don't really know, or not 20. I would say when Romo's like one of Romo's playoff games.
I would say the last time they were good is when Dak and Zeke were rookies. That year.
Yes,
when they lost to Green Bay.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I just think this team needs to be humble about like where they are right now, because it could change in a game, man. Like People don't understand how fast these things can change, man. And so yeah,
Anything can happen in the
it's
NFL,
mainly like
especially
Dallas.
this year.
Yeah, Dallas fans, they're the worst people in the world.
They are.
I just don't understand why they speak
They
and breathe.
delusional.
Yeah.
They're worse
You
than
call
you.
me delusional.
They're
They
worse
worse
than
than
you.
me. They worse than me. You call me delusional. They
You're right.
worse.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. Yeah, but we're gonna get out of this game and we're gonna go talk about the Saints and the Tennessee Titans.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go real quick. I was
about to say, you got anything to say, Davion?
I got one thing
before I start talking. Because you know me, I get to talking. So
Saints are struggling yet again to get their offense going. They had 0 points in the first quarter, 6 points in the second quarter, 6 points in the third quarter. Like, that's not good enough at all. Like that like we shouldn't be punting the ball 7 times a game. We fumbled the ball once. We missed extra points because that's fun to do. Like I just don't understand how bad our offense is. Our defense obviously didn't step. Well, they stepped up a little bit later. But at the same time, when it comes to the Saints right now, I think they showed up too late whenever Tennessee was like, I wouldn't say in trash time, but Tennessee was like, oh, this game's over, and they pretty much gave up. But the game wasn't over. I mean, the Saints could have still won it or even forced it to overtime, but we have such a dull offense that we don't know what we're doing. That's what it feels like. It feels like we don't know how to get this. It just doesn't make sense to me, man. And for us to have these playoff aspirations and the idea that we're gonna still make it and be good and beat Dallas or beat any team we play against, to me, it's just out of my mind. Because let's be real. I mean, Tennessee, they didn't have Derrick Henry, sure. But at the same time, Tennessee is still a good team, but
they didn't have Julio either.
Exactly. It's like I get we didn't have Al Kamara. We don't have a really stable quarterback either, but we shouldn't be this bad. Our offense shouldn't be this bad. It's been like this all season long, and I'm sorry. I'm sitting on this soapbox every week saying that our offense hasn't played well, because that's exactly what it is, and that's all that's all I have, man.
Okay.
It just sucks to see it. It just sucks to see it, honestly.
All right. Anything else to say?
That's it. That's all I got.
Well, usually I criticize your team, but I don't really have too much to say, to be honest. It was a good game on both both ends. Don't get it wrong. Y'all showed up on defense. Y'all held the Titans to 23 points, which I was surprised because I really thought the Titans were gonna really have 30 on y'all.
Our defense has played well this season, though.
And
granted, only game
so
except last week. That's it.
Y'all been playing pretty good on defense, so that's why I really can't really talk too bad against the Saints. But
and week 1 as well.
I am going to point out something.
What's that?
That 2-point conversion, I can say, that was a poor decision from Trevor. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I mean, listen. He's not a starting quarterback.
He's not.
What do you expect from him? I mean, but granted, he did drive them back into a 2-point conversion. So I think
exactly that too. He brought y'all back that whole fourth quarter. That's another thing I was gonna say. Y'all been the past games y'all been playing. Y'all always been stepping up fourth quarter. Y'all start off slow, but very it's around fourth quarter y'all pick it up, and that's good. That's the Saints that I'm used to seeing, that just start getting scoring, doing good on defense, and that 2-point conversion, I'm going to be honest with you, I looked at that game. I told you I was watching it at my job. And, when I was watching that, and I was like, yeah, that was bad on him. Because who's number 10? Chercon Smith, right, on your team, right?
Mm-hmm.
My man had a 1-on-1, and he was open on that left corner.
Listen,
and Trevor could have dotted that to him.
Listen, but remember, he is not a starting quarterback. So so you can't trash him too much, man. This is his third game starting in his career. Let's be real. It's not gonna be all butterflies and rainbows right now. Right. So it's gonna take time to understand what he is in our offense and what our offense needs out of him, because the high-powered Saints offense with Drew Brees is gone. It's non-existent. It's gone. And so until they figure out the bare minimum or what our offense needs in order to be good again, we're gonna lose by 2 points. Just gonna be it.
Right. Right. I mean, I get what you're saying that you can't put too much on him,
You can't.
but it's also backup quarterbacks and also rookie quarterback that has start a game and have a great game
Sure.
against certain teams.
And they are facing a beat up Tennessee team. Not saying Tennessee's bad. They're very good, but
they have a lot of injuries. Even their defense.
In my opinion,
on both sides.
I mean, in my opinion, this beat up Tennessee team is better than the Saints team. Is it not?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
Okay. Then going into this was a game that we knew that we were gonna. I mean, I knew personally that we were gonna lose. If we upset it and beat this Tennessee team, I would have been surprised because Tennessee this season has showed that they're doing anything to win. Like they're willing, and they have, like they're willing to fight for each other and to be a good football team. And because they're now, coach too. I mean, and they're now, like he's
Mike, whatever his name is, Vrabel, whatever his last name is, he's good too. I like. And him.
He's like, and they're 8-2. Like they're playing good football this year with Derrick Henry, without Derrick Henry, with injuries, without injuries. Like they understand that they all have a job to do, and they all are needed to be good, in my opinion. And that's what's making it so good for them.
I mean, they beat the Rams last week too.
Yeah, I mean, and granted, the Rams, wait till we get there, boy.
I got something to say for the Rams too. Now I got questions. I got 2 questions too. I think.
But here, let's see. I mean, I mean, the only problem I have with the Saints is just again their offense is so dull. Like, there's gonna be a couple games here where their offense is gonna be like close to nothing. And the whole defense is going to fall apart, and there's going to be like maybe 1 or 2 of those this year.
Let me tell you what we have. Oh, actually, oh gosh, yo, we have. Oh my God, we have the Bills on
what's their upcoming schedule?
We have the Bills on Thanksgiving, actually.
Oh Lord,
that's not good.
The flip. So we got Eagles this week on Sunday. We have the Bills on Thursday. Dallas on the 2nd. So, in my opinion, we'll lose to the Bills. Dallas will be a fun one. Eagles, we better win. If the Saints lose to the Eagles, I will lose.
That'll be interesting.
If y'all lose, y'all definitely not going to make it to the wild card.
For sure, I agree. So we got Eagles, Bills, Dallas, the Jets.
Ooh, they should win that.
Tampa Bay on Sunday
Tampa
night.
Bay will be interesting.
I think
we'll lose that game.
It's 50-50. It's 50-50.
I think we'll lose that one because of because what? For the most part, we always split that. We have Dallas, Carolina, Atlanta. So I think honestly we'll beat the Eagles, we'll beat the Jets, we'll beat the Dolphins, we'll beat Carolina.
Carolina's a toss-up too.
It's a toss-up.
Especially with Cam, we never know. I mean, I don't know.
So it's on the 2nd. So Cam will be out partying all on the 1st. So no, I'm kidding. No, and then we have Atlanta on the last game. So I think we'll win 4 out of the last 1, 2, 3, 7. Right? What? 2, 4, 6, 8. No, we'll win 4 out of the last 8. I think we'll go because we're now 5 and 4.
That'd be 9.
We'll be 9 and we'll be 9 and 8. And I don't know if that's playoff.
That's not.
That probably is for the NFC though.
Yeah,
it's probably it's a wild card. But if
it's a wild card spot,
so I gotta look at the standings because who's right behind y'all? Panthers and Falcons.
I think the wild card
and Vikings and 49ers. So y'all have y'all like 4 teams that's behind y'all. So it depends.
Hey, I got it right now. Let me say it. So for the NFC, we have y'all's Packers sitting at 1, Cardinals at 2 at 8-2. Both of these teams are 8-2. Dallas 7-2, Tampa Bay 6-3, Rams 7-3. Saints
so
5, So Saints 5-4, Carolina 5-5, Vikings are 4-5 in 8th place. 49ers 4-5, 7th place. I mean, in 9th place.
The Bears are even technically in it somehow.
Yeah, because they're 6. I mean, they're 6, 3 and 6. I mean, all of the teams are still. I mean, they're in the. I mean, look.
I legitimately think for the wild card, it's going to be Saints, Carolina. If not one of those teams, it's probably going to be Minnesota. That's it.
How many wins do you think you need to get to be? Let's look at the Vikings
wild card.
Yes, I'm looking at the Vikings.
Vikings, they got to get 10.
All right, let me look at their schedule for the rest. So for the rest of the season for the Vikings,
I think to get a wild card spot, those 3 teams I just mentioned have to get at least 9 to potentially 11 wins.
I agree. All right, Vikings right now they're what 4 and 5.
They had to beat us at least once.
So
they
they're
had to beat us once.
Yeah. So they're 4 and 5 right now. They have Green Bay twice, 49ers.
Okay, so they'll lose that. They'll beat the Niners.
So they'll lose both. You're saying they'll lose both?
No, I feel like they'll beat us once.
I think they can beat the Niners.
No, I'm talking about
no, Packers.
I feel like for Green Bay?
Yeah.
They beat us once.
You think so?
I feel like they beat us once. Yeah.
Why?
I'm gonna say they lose both.
Vikings is always competitive against Packers. That's the only team that can really give us a fight.
It's because
like
it's
a run for money.
You know, it's a
division.
division.
That's
game.
our division.
It's a division game. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They can always give us a run for our money. So like the past years, like Vikings always been that team that Packers could either have a good game against or just struggle against. So
I mean, it's funny. They have 5 division games left, and we all know division games are toss up. So they have Green Bay, the Niners, which I think they'll beat.
Yeah, they beat the Niners.
But Jimmy G's looks really good right now.
They beat the Lions.
They'll have the Lions, Pittsburgh.
That's 2.
That's a toss up. That's a toss up for Steelers.
Steelers. That's a toss up. Yep.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
I don't think they'll beat the Steelers. It depends.
I think if Big Ben's playing, it's a win for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Just because he knows how to manage the game better than Mr. Rudolph. You have the Bears, the Rams.
They beat the Bears. They lose to the Rams.
They have the Bears again, and then the Green Bay. So I think they'll go. Wait, let me. So I say loss. They
won't make it to the wild card.
They'll lose at least 4.
They'd be 8 and 9.
Well, so what? They got 4. They got 8 games left. I think they'll go 4 and 4 in the last 8, and they'll be 8 and 9, like you said.
8 and 9.
Man, it's gonna be close, y'all. It's
gonna be real
close. Because Eagles still close in it. Like,
not even that. How about Panthers though?
They're in the playoffs right now. I think the
Panthers are technically in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, they are.
They are.
I'm gonna look at this, and then we'll move on to the next game. Carolina has.
They would play Arizona again.
Jeez. I think Arizona would blow them out.
That'll be interesting.
What's the name?
So Carolina's last
has that last games. Wild card spot.
Their last 7 right now. Their last 7 games. Washington this week. Miami.
So they should win that. They should win that.
They should win 2 right now. You have Atlanta.
That's
they should win that.
Toss up. That's toss 3. Up though.
No. Atlanta's awful. I don't think.
It's a division game. It's a division game though.
It's in Carolina though. It's in Carolina.
Okay. I see.
Oh, okay. So 3.
The Bills.
That's a loss.
They're gonna lose to the Bills.
Tampa Bay.
That's a loss.
That's probably a loss, but that can be a toss up the way the Bucs are playing right now.
No. Okay, no. I think they'll beat the Panthers though. I think even though they're playing bad, they'll beat the. They have Carolina. So Carolina's last 3 weeks is Tampa Bay, Saints, Tampa Bay.
That is a tough. They got 3 tough games. So listen.
What'd you say?
Listen.
I think those are all toss-ups.
Oh, for sure.
I was about to say that.
I agree.
Panthers might show out because they know these 3 games they're going to definitely need at least win 2 out of them, 2 out of 3, just to make
their
it.
Their defense looks good as hell right now.
Yeah, yep. I mean, but their defense has looked that good all season. I do think that like their last 7 games, they'll probably
I'll say y'all probably finish 10-6.
I'm very stressed out about this
9-8, just like
last
the Saints.
8 weeks, man.
It's gonna be around there.
10-6 or 9-8. I'll give y'all that.
But yeah, man, it's funny that we're more than halfway through the season and we're now talking about the intense playoffs, how intense they're coming. I mean, they're so soon, and I'm very excited, man. I am very excited. But yeah, moving on to the next game after our little spiel about the playoffs, we're gonna talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Colts. Yeah. I'm
sticking with my bold prediction. Colts are going to make it to the wild card.
Yeah, I like that.
Really?
I like that.
Where are they at now?
Sticking with it.
They are 5-5.
And so, but the AFC is so much harder.
Again, there's a lot of 500 teams.
Yeah,
it's a lot of 5-5. It's a lot of 5.
So the 5-4, 5-5 teams are Broncos, Browns, Colts, Raiders, Bengals. I think How the Bengals out of
Chargers.
the
So
playoffs,
I think
bro?
the Raiders and the Broncos are out.
Yeah, I think the Raiders and
Yes,
Broncos
I
down
agree.
for it.
I think the
I think
Browns
they
are
down
out
for it.
too.
Browns,
Mm.
yeah. I might see that.
That's just me being biased. I'll take that back. I take that back.
No,
I'm being
once
so
once
they can
Chubb and
trash.
Hunt come back, that's going to be very different. That's going to be
Yeah.
a much better offense.
For sure.
Chubb did get injured. What did he hurt again? I forgot.
He got
Hamstring,
COVID.
right? Oh,
he did have COVID. That
Why
is
you say it
right.
like that, Matt? He got COVID.
Hey, it's just ridiculous with all these COVID.
Yeah, man.
like people getting
It's
COVID.
spreading like wildfire. But it's funny right now. Like Chargers are 5-4 in the 7th spot. Like
See,
these
I don't even know
playoffs
if they'll make it.
no cap.
They
Just
don't
let's
look
be real.
good.
No, they don't. They don't.
I got
at
something
all.
to say for the Chargers
In my
too.
opinion, they don't deserve to make it.
I think New England will make it.
Yes.
I think
New England will make it,
100%.
and they'll have to play the Bills.
that'll be good.
They can
That'll be a
beat
good
the
game.
Bills.
That'd be
Let's
a good
real.
game.
So what are
That'd
the
be a good
500
game.
teams or like
So-
slightly above 500?
So
like a
right
game
now,
ahead?
Chargers are at 7. They're
Okay.
5-4. Bengals at 8. They're 5-4. Raiders at 9, which I think they'll drop. They're 5-4 as well. Colts are 5-5 at 10, but I think they can jump up 2 to 3 spots easily. Browns are 5-5 at 11, and then Broncos are 5-5 at 12. Like I think Broncos and the Raiders are done, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I think the
Packers.
Patriots
Yeah.
and
Yes.
the Colts will probably make those last spots.
I could see that, but I think you would have to listen out for the Bengals as well.
They
No,
haven't
I
looked
think
good
I
either.
told you, I think the Bengals done for.
It's funny that Pittsburgh is sitting at 5-3-1 right now in the 5th spot. I didn't know their record was that good.
No, they're not bad. They won big, those
They
division
was
games.
on
They
a
won
4-win.
was big.
They was on a 4-game win
could they
streak until the
drop
Lions.
as well?
Yeah.
I honestly
Possible.
I think they could drop. Like in
It's
all
possible.
honesty, I think they could drop from that 5 spot to almost maybe. I mean, even
Do
out
you
of
know
the
their
playoffs.
lineups though? They have nothing but tough teams.
The Steelers.
Yes, they have the Bengals, the
They do have like the
Ravens,
hardest schedule
the
this season, don't they?
Vikings, the Titans, the Chiefs, the Browns, and the Ravens again.
That's
That's
hard
tough.
schedule. Good
That's
Lord.
a hard schedule. So they mean they got to win
Hold
every
on.
single game.
Wait a minute. I just looked at this again. They have Chargers on
So-
Sunday night. They have the
Yes.
Bengals. I think they'll lose to the Bengals. I think they'll lose to the Chargers. They have the Ravens
lose
on
to
the
the
I think
5th.
Ravens.
they'll beat
They
the
lose to the Ravens at
Bengals.
least once.
If the Bengals get their act right, I think the Bengals could beat the Steelers.
They might lose. They definitely might lose to the Titans.
And
So
the
that's gonna
Ravens.
be like 4 L's, 4 or 5 L's.
Chiefs.
That's
They
what
have
I'm
the
I think
saying.
they'll lose to the
Then they got the
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
They'll lose to
So
the
that's
Chiefs.
6. That's 6.
Holy smokes! Look at this.
That's what I'm saying.
Schedule.
They got a tough schedule.
They have the Ravens twice.
Yup.
They have the Ravens twice.
Yeah,
they have
they
the
might not
Browns,
make it.
Bengals,
They might not make
Chargers.
it. They might not make it. They might drop.
Let's be real. So okay, we can split them for one game. So let's split the Ravens one. So they got one loss. Tennessee.
I think Pittsburgh can beat the Browns,
yes,
Chargers, Bengals.
and that's it.
That's
And
it.
you
I
give one.
agree.
You give
Yeah.
one win to them for the Ravens as well.
Yes.
So they'll go
Yeah.
4-4 out the rest, and then they'll be 4. So that's 9,
Maybe not
7.
7-1.
Is that playoff in the? What are we
Yeah,
doing right now, yo? Like, what is this playoff?
This is we're so off topic with these other games. It's so funny.
But it's crazy to think that like this is all going to
There's
come
so
down to the
many
wire.
predictions. Yeah, the wild card's gonna be. There's gonna
Wild card's
be
gonna be really tough
like-
for a lot of teams.
there's gonna be one of the best teams in the league that's in the wild card. Like the Rams are gonna be in the wild card, like low key.
Yo, they're going to be some of the best teams in the league that aren't going to make the playoffs.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Real. Like,
I agree.
based off of one game.
like I might be like biased here, or not even biased. I might just be stretching it, but I think the Bengals are a really good football team, man.
You're
Like
stretching it.
if they don't really,
Yes.
why?
It'll be tough.
I mean,
Past
their
couple games,
defense has
Bengals
played
been
well.
playing
Their
terrible.
defense is good.
Okay, let's talk about that when we get to the Bengals.
They defense
Yes.
hasn't
Do we
been
have
looking good.
Let's talk.
Do we have
talk-
anything else on this Colts game?
We haven't even said one word about it.
No, but I said
That's so
I said
true.
what I said. They might make it to the wild card, and then also Davion, you always trashing that one guy, but I'm gonna have to say myself and take it over for you. Trevor Lawrence is a bum. That man is garbage. He's the worst number 1 pick that I ever met. So yeah.
Okay,
Bruh,
I wouldn't go that far.
give him.
I wouldn't.
He has nothing but James Robinson.
Yeah, I personally wouldn't go that far and call him up. Well, I would call him a bum because he played at Clemson. I'm a Gamecocks fan. It's not good blood there. But listen, I think this season, his season is over. I think next season they need to really figure out what they need to do and get better because they had all those draft picks and they played that bad. They're playing this bad right now. I do think Carson Wentz, though, man, he's flowing.
He's good.
He's flowing right now.
He's still flowing.
Him and Jonathan Taylor, like you said earlier, Jonathan Taylor's playing really well right now as well. I'm excited. I am very excited to look at what the Colts have potential to do for the rest of the season. Like we were just saying, man, they have potential to be one of the better teams in the playoffs. Because they're looking more complete than at the beginning of the season. If Jonathan Taylor's running the ball for 5.5 yards a carry,
and their schedule's pretty easy, I think, coming up.
That is true.
So it's bound to be the Colts season, man. Hold on, let me phrase that. I don't think they'll make a lot of noise, but I think they are still a team that you shouldn't be taking slightly.
Yeah.
Of course.
Before the season started, the Colts were my Super Bowl favorites, but
were they really? On paper, yes. I think the only reason that they started off so slow is because Carson Wentz and the rest of the team, they were just injured. And so they were just having a rough time getting it going.
It was a brand new team, basically.
Yes, exactly.
True.
You got it fresh out the box. You need to warm up a little bit. But now I think that team is figuring out what they need to do to be really good. And they are playing really good football, man. Who they beat last week by a lot? Well, not a lot. Was it the Eagles? No.
Who did they play last time? There was the Jets.
Jets?
Was it the Jets? They whooped the Jets on Thursday night.
It was 45-30.
It was Thursday night.
It was 45-10, but they let
it was trash time.
It
was trash time.
Yeah.
They let Jets score.
Well, wait, Matt, you said that they have easy. They got the
So
Bills.
San Fran.
They got the Bills this week. They have
oh shit, okay.
They got the Buccaneers. They have the Texans, which they'll win.
That's a 1 dub.
They have Patriots.
That's a toss-up.
Is it?
That's a toss-up.
That's
a toss-up.
When we get to the Patriots, man, y'all better hear me talk, man. Yeah, Cardinals. Is that a toss-up?
Right now, that's a toss-up, low key.
Raiders and then Jacksonville again.
They'll win. They'll beat the Raiders and they'll beat Jaguars again.
They'll win.
So that's
1,
4 dubs.
2, 3. I say 3.
I say 4.
So what are they right now?
They're 5-5.
So
they be 9.
They
be 9-8. They be 9-8 again.
What? So it's funny.
Another 9-18.
What's gonna happen? It's gonna come down to the all the stuff that no one wants to look at, the points scored or the strength of schedule. That's how they're gonna make the playoffs this season because it's gonna it's literally everyone's not everyone, but a lot of these teams are gonna be neck and neck. They're all gonna have the same records. Yeah, man, maybe one day soon we'll just do a playoff special because it's early playoff special because we're just talking about the playoffs right now and it's good football talk, man. It's just a good time. But Jacksonville season is over. That's easy to say. Is Urban? So we're all still stuck on Urban Meyer staying, right?
I think they're gonna keep him because they beat the Bills.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm not even kidding.
That's actually hilarious.
They beat one of the best teams in the league, and they're like, "Oh, how can you get rid of me?"
Maybe they'll just probably start adding new people to the team, I guess.
That's a good point.
That's what they have to do. They have the salary cap. They have the draft picks.
That is true.
And they just have to get kind of lucky here.
Yeah, exactly. Let's be real. If you draft really well, you can potentially have one of the better teams in the league.
Mm-hmm.
The Saints have drafted well for the past 10 to 15 years. And I'm not saying every year that those teams were great, but they were good teams almost every year. And besides that 7-9 year that we went, it was ridiculous. But yeah, we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about the Lions and the Steelers real quick.
Trash.
At least they didn't lose.
Trash. They gave Lions their first. Well, they almost gave them their first win, which would have been embarrassing. But they gave them a tie. That's even worse.
So what happened? What happened to Pittsburgh?
Okay, I know exactly what happened.
Ooh.
Okay, so Big Ben gets COVID. Mason Rudolph has basically a day or two to prepare. Rudolph's just not good.
No.
In general, he's just awful.
Yep.
Detroit, on Detroit's side, they made sure to not let Jared Goff throw the ball. They had DeAndre Swift had 33 carries.
Oh my goodness.
For 130 yards.
That's it?
That is it. Both of their backup running backs scored. So let's see. 30, 40, 35. So almost 40 carries for all their running backs total.
Quick math, huh?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, you got a point, man. I mean, he only threw the ball 25 times and 40 times.
The first half, I think he threw it like 5 times.
Wow.
Like it was like they didn't use him, and honestly, it was working.
It's
which is weird.
Because it's funny. They need Jared Goff to be a game manager, not to be a 40, 50-time ball like throwing quarterback.
Yeah,
he's never been that. Because what?
Who do they what?
Who was his running back? In LA.
Todd Gurley?
Yes, exactly. I mean, and Todd Gurley, he ran the ball 20 to 40 times a
game. Oh, he was basically like the whole offense. I mean, yes, he was so good.
And so I think if they understand that that's what Jared Goff needs to do to be a good quarterback, utilize DeAndre Swift.
I mean, Swift isn't Gurley, but
no, not at all.
He's pretty damn good.
For sure.
Being on the Lions.
Yeah. I mean, he can go start anywhere else in the league and be put
100%.
to work. He can go put to work. But like with me, it's like I just think they need to. I don't know, man. Lions. I
think they just need to start being like way more run heavy.
Yes. Yes. I mean, if they get really run heavy and get another really good running back and establish that play action.
Yeah, with Hawkinson, that could be. They could be decent. They could be not decent. They'll be a little better. I don't think they're going to be. It's going to be drastically different.
I mean, they should have maybe 2 wins. I mean, because they could have beaten the.
Yeah, they should. Mm-hmm.
They should have beaten the Ravens, but Tucker hit that 63-yarder, 64-yarder.
Yeah.
And
they should have beat Pittsburgh.
They should have beat Pittsburgh. I mean, it's just a rough time for the Lions. Pittsburgh, though, this is what we should really be harping on, man. Like. They just tied to the Lions. Was it because of? I mean, was it Mason Rudolph or was it the team?
I think so.
I do too. I just personally think that you just have to look out, man. Like I don't know, the Steelers are one of the teams that I think could easily fall out of playoff contention. But you never know, man. You just never know. You got anything else about this game? It's just.
I only got 2 things to say, and I'm ready to talk about the next game. My 2 things are Steelers trash and Jared Goff is a bum.
Oh, wow. Just call it spade, I guess. But yes, I don't think the Steelers are trash, but I also don't think it's their year to be in the playoffs.
That's just like a ugly tie. Like that should not have happened is the thing.
No, yeah, not at all. I mean, for them to have these playoff aspirations, that shouldn't have happened. You have to go. Mm-hmm. You have to blow this team out, regardless of who your quarterback is. In my opinion, you have to, and I think Mike Tomlin knows that. But moving on to one of my favorite games of the week, Browns Patriots. Let's go.
Man, this Patriots team are really filling in and looking good this season. Mac Jones looking great, playing great, still having good completion percentages, running the ball more, defense looking good as well. Patriots just a better improved team, especially these past couple games. So they taking off now. They got the groove.
Did Baker get hurt?
Baker he got hurt, but he's coming back. It wasn't a serious injury.
Fine. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
Baker's still a bum. He's still dog shit. Excuse my language.
I mean, I do agree. I mean, he's 11 for 21, 73 yards, one
It was
touchdown
never
pick.
Odell.
I mean, that's
No, it wasn't.
no.
And then they did.
Okay, I think it was because of Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
I was just about to say that they did lose. They two of their star running backs too.
Their best players. So
COVID.
They're a run heavy team. They can't have Baker throw.
Baker can't
more
throw.
than yeah, he can't. There's no way on this planet he can throw the ball more than 30 times.
He can't.
And win anyway.
It's proven.
I don't know what else.
Listen, Mac Jones.
Mac Jones is he's gonna win Rookie of the Year.
I was just about to say.
For sure he is.
He has to.
For sure.
He was 19 for 23.
And his completion percentages, have y'all been looking at that? He's been 80 plus. Yeah. Every game he's been 80 plus.
I mean, because I think he's so smart, and because he's been coached by two of the best coaches of all time, he knows not to get that ball into harm's way.
Question.
What?
This might be a push question, but can you see him taking over or being that next Brady for the Patriots? In the future, not now, in the future.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna answer this in two parts. I don't think you can put that pressure or that title on him at all. And yes, I do. I just do.
No.
Okay.
Why?
Right.
Because that's Tom Brady, bro. Like you can't.
Well, no,
you can't be comparing.
I'm not
this
saying he'd be like exactly Tom Brady, but he could be that.
He's not gonna win
like
7.
I think with Belichick, with Belichick, he can definitely be a very good QB.
Top 5.
Yeah.
In the future?
Yes. I mean, is he top 10 right now?
No.
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 Is he better than Baker?
He's a rookie. You can't. I hate comparing.
Is he better than Baker Mayfield? That's the question.
Oh yeah.
Mac Jones,
I'd rather have him. But I'm saying I don't like comparing rookies to veterans because it's been 1 year. So you never know if Mac Jones could be god awful next year or he gets a serious injury. So like, I don't know. Mac Jones is good though. Don't get me wrong. He was the most pro-ready QB in that draft.
Saints so close. Than Trevor. Saints were 2 picks away, y'all.
You had to pick Trevor though. You had to pick Trevor.
Oh, yes, I agree. I mean, you talk all season about him for the past 2 seasons. Same with Tua. It's like you talk about these guys for 2 seasons, and then
they had to do it,
Yeah, you just have. Listen, Saints were 2 picks away from Mac Jones, and I could cry every day. I
think that would have been good too.
I mean, Carolina passed up Mac Jones and Fields, but I don't think Mac Jones would work. I don't think Mac Jones would work in our offense, but maybe Fields would.
Yeah, I think he.
Yeah, I can see Justin Fields.
Listen, I think Stevenson went for 20 carries, 100 yards, 2 tubs. That's pretty damn good. And then back to Mac Jones, man, 200 passing yards, 3 tubs. Like he's not throwing the ball far down the field.
That much.
Like not even that much or far down the field. He's just being smart and accurate for what he does do.
But Patriots also been running the ball a lot too.
And that's what the Patriots game is as well. I mean, their offense just scored 6 touchdowns.
And I don't think they have like any flashy players. Like I don't even think
they don't
at all.
It's just a really, really good coach team. So
yes, and that's what makes Bill Belichick so good at what he does, man. It's like they don't have any big names, and they're still good.
I only know really one person on the Patriots. And that's not one person, but like receiving wise, is they tight end Hunter Henry. That's the only person I know.
Yeah,
the only person. And they barely use him. They barely use him that much. So
they're starting to use him more in the red zone. He's a big red zone threat now. So
I mean, this team is just so. This team, like
it's so weird.
It's funny. You know what it is? It's like, and this happens in the NBA a lot. It's like a lot of like teams like on paper, like let's say the Lakers last season. Let's say that like they were so good because they had all these big names and all these big stars, right? But then there's other teams like the Pistons. Let's just say the Pistons back when they won it in 2001 against the All-Star Lakers, who didn't have any really big names, but who just had a team of heart, dedication, and they just knew what they needed to do. They were well coached.
Yeah.
That's what the Patriots are. They're a team that is well coached, that knows what their job is, and it's just perfect. And they're clicking at the right time. And I think this is going to be the Patriots for the next 3 years. Like they'll be an over 500 team at this point every season. I know Brady had a lot to deal with it, but that defense is good.
The coach, it's not even that. Belichick knows what he's doing. You got to trust the process.
Exactly. Belichick knows what he's doing. That's that line right there is why this team is so good, because Belichick knows what he's doing. They had one season when they were terrible. Now look at them. They're 6-4. But
I wouldn't even say they were just terrible. They were still building. They were still trying to find that piece to help their team out.
But they were still terrible. Let's just be real. Yeah. But they're now 6th in playoff contention. It's something about coaching, man, that makes the job so much better, man. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna give crying over Bill Belichick today. Even though I think he's one of the smartest coaches of all time. So many people argue and say, was it Tom Brady or Bill Belichick? I think it's both.
I think it's both. Yeah,
I think it's both too.
I think you can't have one without the other. But I do think Belichick.
I would say they both made each other.
Yes, but I do think Belichick is a very interesting man, because I do think if he had another quarterback that, like Mac Jones, dare I say it, I think they would have still won championships. But I'm going to hurry up and run because I don't want to get questioned about that statement. The next game we're going to talk about.
Ooh, waiting for this game.
Is the
I have a
Chargers
question for Davion.
And the Vikings. Oh gosh, I forgot about
Once again, Chargers run defense is ass.
Yeah, I generally forgot about
Davion, I have a question for you.
What?
So, we all know in this podcast that you just love you some Herbert. So I gotta ask you this question: What's going on this past couple games with him?
He played well.
He hasn't been. No, that was not a good performance from him. 2 picks.
He did.
2 picks.
He played decent. He had 1 pick.
He had 1 pick, 1 touchdown.
Oh yeah, 1 pick, 1 touchdown. I'm sorry. Come on now, what's going on?
He played.
He played okay.
He played okay. Listen. I think the Chargers will miss the playoffs. Do I think they deserve to make the playoffs? No. Here's another thing. I do think that the Chargers should really look at fixing their problems for next season, because right now it's bad. It's so bad what the Chargers are doing. And I don't know, they're just not winning games. And especially games that you would expect this Chargers offense to be good at. I don't know. Go ahead.
It's their defense.
Yeah.
Their run defense is horrible. Joey Bosa just got COVID, by the way. So that's a big one. That's a big loss.
Week and a half at least down. Devin Cook didn't go off, but their secondary got torn.
94 yards is pretty damn good, though.
That's pretty
Justin
good.
Jefferson went off.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, Justin went off.
43.
Yeah, but
Can I say something though too? Kirk Cousins had everybody going this game.
He had a really good game.
He didn't have a bad game at all. Yeah, 25 for 37, almost 300 yards, 2 tubs. But with me, while the Vikings aren't there yet, they're just too inconsistent.
Very.
I think
I think these two teams are very similar on how their inconsistencies. Everything has to click. I like Minnesota more, but both these teams, it's if one thing is wrong, then the whole team is just way off. Everyone's awful.
Yeah, because with Minnesota, it's been their defense.
Their defense, and now their defense, they didn't show up. They still let up 20 points.
Yeah. Granted, it's just this.
And all them yards.
I think the Chargers just as a whole are just missing everything.
It's just their defense. I don't think.
It's
just their defense. Their offense should. Okay, this is a good example.
Offense could do better, but
yes,
it's literally like the Chiefs, where Herbert has to do too much for this team to be good.
Good job. Yeah, that's the perfect way to say it. Like, and that's a perfect way to say it. It's like Herbert's trying to do more than he needs to be good.
Exactly.
And honestly, like it gets exhausting, like watching like the same mess. I mean, because like let's look. This week we're gonna talk about it in a second, but the Chiefs looked really good, and I think the Chiefs have been better because they have realized that. Well, they did play a terrible Raiders team, but is it like they understand that like they just need to do the bare minimum and do what they were good at in order to win games, and because last season. What did the Chargers finish last season? Like, I can't remember. But
they were one of the worst teams, I think.
Yeah,
or they were like middle of the pack.
Yeah, good point. Like, I just don't know. I think they're a season off of being good.
It was an attempt seed, and they were 7-9. By the way.
Thank you. I just think they're a season off for being like, you know what they were like are gonna remind me of, like. I'm not going to say to the extreme, but I think if they figure out what their problems are and their front office does a good season, like good off season, like recruiting and scouting and stuff, I think they could be like the Cardinals, because like the first season, whenever Kingsbury got there, they were 3-13. Second season, 8-8, and now this season they're 8-2. So me personally, I think they could be that good. Like that's their potential. But until they figure out what the problem is, and like until they get those things under control, they're not going to be good. They just aren't.
Are they technically in the playoffs right now? The Chargers.
Yes, they are sitting at 7, at 5-4.
Yeah, they're sitting in the 7th spot.
Okay.
I don't know, man. We'll like, just to me, it's just a big we'll see type thing for them. But yeah, man. That's all I got on that game. Y'all got anything on it? Is that it?
Nope,
I think that's it.
Here's another next game I'm gonna move on to. We're gonna move on and talk about Panthers Cardinals, man.
Okay. Wait, I got something to say. Matt, you got something to say too? Because you can talk. You can have the floor. You can have the floor because this is your team.
I can have the floor. Thank you.
But I do want to say this. Cam is back. He's back.
I love it.
I would love to hear that. He's funny. That man's
that
funny.
That shit was so hype. Oh my god. Hey, no, let me go. Okay.
Let Matt go. This is his team.
So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Obviously, the Cardinals don't have Kyler or Dak, or not Dak. Sorry, D-Hop. But they smacked the Niners without them. So I'm just saying, and like the Panthers defense is like, I'm just going to say it. I think it's a top 5 defense. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, let's see. Let's look at the stats for their defense. Let's see. So a fumble and a pick, right? And they let up 10 points on technically one of the best teams in the league. And they just blew them out of the water. I mean, it was just like an all-around good game. Like, Robbie Anderson finally did something. He looks happier than ever, honestly.
I mean, you get a quarterback who can throw you the damn ball.
That's the point. McCaffrey had 160 total yards?
Yeah.
He had almost as much as the whole Cardinals offense. That's true. What do you mean?
No, I was making that noise towards the Cardinals, not towards the Panthers. I apologize.
Oh yeah, I got something to say with the Cardinals whenever you done, Matt, by the way.
Oh, Matt has more to go in his tank.
I don't know what else to say.
I guess not.
I really don't.
You don't?
I was shocked. I was shocked about this win. And I'm just very excited to see how Cam will do. I don't think he's going to be amazing. But if he's somewhat decent, I think this team can make a wild card spot. Do
they have a threat to go deeper into the playoffs?
The Saints.
No, y'all.
Do we have a threat?
Yeah, not us.
No, I'm saying I don't know.
Okay. So
go ahead.
Couple things off rip. I think this Cardinals team should be absolutely ashamed. I think Cliff Kingsbury.
Oh my gosh, Davion saying the exact same words.
Like, I think they need to fully look at themselves in the mirror. Like they should be better. They have to be better if they think they're gonna play. If they're gonna be a playoff team. Like I know they're missing Kyler and D Hop and JJ Watt, but at the same time, you let the Carolina Panthers come into your home and you only score 10 points.
Hey, I gotta go do a meeting.
And like and go ahead, Elijah. I'm sorry.
All right, man. So taking off what Davion was saying, what I have to say about Cardinals is like I'm disappointed in the Cardinals. Like I understand like y'all don't have D Hop and Kyler and stuff, but it's just like it seems like they just like another y'all, like another Panthers when y'all don't have Christian McCaffrey. Like without D Hop and Kyler, their offense is like non-existent. And it's not like D Hop is the only receiver, and I don't understand
But it's like
why they just do so bad. Like maybe it's the quarterback. Don't get me wrong. Well, not maybe it is. McCoy is a bum, but you got to realize they also have AJ Green. That's good, but he hasn't been showing up. But he's still good. Like come on now. And they also have Kristen Kirk. They have Zach Ertz that they just got, the tight end. He's not that bad as well. Then they also have Rondell here and there too. But it's just like I don't know if it's the quarterback or it's just they so reliant on D Hop that they don't put the other players that they have and like other players that also good as well in the game as well. Like I don't understand. Like
I mean, can you use that excuse of no D Hop and Kyler when they blew out the Niners?
I mean, you
Blew them
can,
out.
but
The
you
division
can't.
team.
But you
Yeah.
can't. And it's like but with the 49ers is they secondary and they defense is trash, but they did do good against the Rams. But that we can talk about that later. But still, like, I don't know what's up with the Cardinals. Like, this is why I say they won't make it to the NFC Championship if they just keep playing like this. Just saying.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was really interrupted. So listen, I think that this Cardinals team really should like I don't understand how they lose two straight, in my opinion. Like I don't understand how they go from being so good to this bad so fast. You know what I mean? Like what they put up 20-something points against the Packers and they only put up 10 points against the Packers. I mean, they're in their defense, like Carolina put up 34. To me, that's a problem. Like they're like
you got to give credit to the Panthers O-line. They didn't allow a sack.
For sure. I'm not taking any credit away from the Panthers. I'm just saying that this Cardinals team should be better.
Yeah. 100%.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I think it should be better. And them not being better is just a problem for me.
Mm-hmm. It's not even just for you, for me too. And like Matt and Freddie, I want to say this. Phenomenal offense and defense from the Panthers. Cameron trip on that one. Like y'all did good. Y'all deserve that win. Y'all really did. Y'all deserve that.
I will say though, you were talking about are the Panthers a threat if they make the playoffs, Davion?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't say that. That's a push.
I wouldn't say a threat, but I'm probably getting ahead of myself. I think with the defense we have, and if Cam's decent, I think we can win one game. But that's it. I don't think we're going to make it past the first round. Or we can potentially make it past the first round, but that's it. That's it. They're not going to the Super Bowl. They're not going to the NFC Championship.
Like we said earlier, like first round right now, they are playing the Arizona Cardinals right now today.
They beat the Cardinals, so
they whooped them.
Right.
Now, with Kyler and D-Hop back, it'll be interesting, but still – our defense is like much better than so like last year we played the Cardinals and we beat them, and like obviously the Cardinals weren't like what they are now.
Yeah.
But they had Kyler and D-Hop, and they still lost. And the defense is just 10 times better this year than last year. So
bold prediction, I think the Panthers can't beat the Cardinals. I mean,
I think so too.
Based off what happened this past week, it'd
be interesting.
And Cardinals defense, they started out so well and they just been off. They've been terrible now. Like losing JJ Watt has been a big problem for them. So
okay, that's all I have to say.
I don't got too much to say after that.
It just kills me, man. It just does. But here's a quick thing. Shout out to my boy Jack. You know, he told me to shout him out this episode. So shout out Jack. That's it.
What?
Hey,
shout out Jack too.
Yeah. Matt, you don't want to shout Jack out, man?
Bro, I don't know who the hell this dude is.
I don't know him either, but I'll just shout him out.
Hey, that's amazing. I love it so much. Matt's like, hey, man, I guess not.
Okay.
Oh, man, but next game, man, we have the Eagles and the Broncos.
I don't got nothing to say. I got a question, though. What happened to the Broncos?
Don't run to the conversation.
What happened to the Broncos?
What do you mean?
What happened to the Broncos?
Didn't both of y'all pick the Broncos?
We did, and you the only one that chose
And
the Eagles.
who picked the Eagles?
I guess you
Matt did.
Me.
Excuse me. And
I don't know what happened to the Broncos. I don't got nothing too much to say on that.
They had a case of the we're a good team. They had a case of we just beat the really good Dallas Cowboys.
They got ahead of themselves.
Now we're about to go into the Eagles' home, or we're going to go home and play exactly. And they thought it was going to be a cakewalk, but obviously that did not happen.
Got whooped.
Their defense just played awful.
Yeah,
awful.
Every side, everything. Devontae Smith had his best game so far too.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah,
66 yards, 2 TDs,
2 tubs. What? Not what? Okay, yeah, what? What? Okay, no. Easier way to ask this question. The Philadelphia Eagles, yes or no? I'll let you take it.
No.
I'm gonna say no for both of these teams. I don't think any of these.
No.
I don't think they're good. Both teams.
I agree. What's the Eagles' problem?
Probably their offense, because Hurts was starting to look a little rough, but I think slowly, they've Hurts is starting to look better.
Yeah.
Especially when they include the run game a lot more, and I think that's good because I think it's kind of like the Lions, Hurts is obviously good, and I think he could potentially be better than Goff, but if you just keep the ball in his hands most of the time.
Yeah. I mean, I remember earlier in the season you said that Jalen Hurts won't be there next season or something like that.
I didn't think so. Because I think they were in they're in a rebuild mode, and I feel like they're trying not to be.
Yeah.
Which is weird to say.
No, I completely understand. I completely get what you're saying.
And they're probably Jalen Hurts, depending on how he does for the rest of the year, if he plays average, maybe they might let him go. But I don't know. I think they're just gonna be quick to jump the gun. Is my problem with Jalen Hurts. I don't know.
I think with Jalen Hurts, though, I think there's no way they jump it because who are they going to replace Jalen Hurts with?
I mean, either Minshew or they draft someone, or they get someone in free agency, which is probably not a lot or anything.
Do we like Mitch Trubisky?
I think he could.
Could he go start?
I was about to say he's bad.
I think he could start somewhere.
He's not.
I think he can start somewhere.
He's all right. He's decent.
I'll say this. I think he'd be good for the Saints.
Hey, you took the words right out of my mouth. I promise.
He'd be better on the Saints.
I was just about to say that. I think because he has experiences, for one, that's why I like him. And for two, I think he's a good quarterback. Well, after he gets a good coach, he's good. And I think Sean Payton will either unlock him or lock him and allow him to do what he needs to be a good quarterback. I know the Saints were looking at him at the trade deadline, but it'll be really interesting. I don't know what the Saints are going to do for the quarterback position. But yeah, man, both of these team seasons are over. I think the Broncos are they're just in a wrong time. I think 3 seasons from now they could probably be decent, but I don't think
they do have draft picks from the Von Miller trade.
Yeah. I just don't think right now is their time to be trying to push for a playoff spot. But man, gonna move on to one of the third to last games. We have
I
the
feel like
Seahawks and the Packers. Oh, you
I
got?
do want to say something too.
Oh,
I feel like y'all definitely need to pick up Mitchell Trubisky, so y'all can yeah, of course y'all.
I don't want that. I don't
I
know
feel
what
like
I
y'all
want.
should, so he can get off the bench on the Bills.
That's hilarious.
All right, we can talk about the Packers now.
Yeah, Packers and the Seattle Seahawks.
I don't have too much to say.
That's
AJ
your
Dillon's
team,
a
and you have
beast.
nothing to say.
AJ Dillon's a
Well,
beast. It was a defensive game. It really wasn't. It was. Rodgers didn't play that good, to be honest with you. Seahawks did good on defense. We did good on defense as well. We've been looking good the past couple games on defense. But
I hate to say
the 2 scores we got was from AJ Dillon, so that's all my credit to him. He played a good game.
I hate to say this, but I legitimately think Green Bay's defense is like elite now.
For sure.
Because Russ had 0. That's his first time he's been shut out. Now I know he came back from injury, but that's still Russell Wilson.
Exactly.
Nothing in the offense really changed besides not having Chris Carson, but
yeah,
that's not like a huge loss. You still have Metcalf and Lockett, but
threw 2 picks.
Yeah, I mean, Green Bay's
We've
defense
been really doing good on defense. We've really been doing good.
And I'm surprised Seattle's defense kept up, because Seattle's defense has been really bad this year.
Now Rodgers just didn't play that good either, so.
Well, yeah, he literally didn't practice or anything, so.
Exactly, he just came back from COVID.
And like I was watching this game for a little bit, and it's funny is like they said, like, you know, these quarterbacks might be great quarterbacks, but when they don't have a week or a week and a half of, you know, that
prep,
that rep, like that repetition and that prep work, like you said, it's obvious that there's going to be some misses, some missed targets and stuff. But but yeah, the Packers, they have potential to do it, but it will completely rely on themselves.
Of course.
What if Rodgers gets COVID again? He's out for another 14 days. Like, it's just, you have to really watch and see what happens, man. You just really have to really watch and see what happens. But I do think like this Packers team is one of the better ones in the league. And questionable or not, they could do it. I think they could win the Super Bowl. At least go to it.
Coming from Davion?
Coming out, hey man,
that touched my heart.
Whatever.
But I can say something on this too. You did say Seahawks this was going to be their worst season. They are terrible.
And look, they're 3-6.
Yeah, they're really bad.
I said this preseason post game episode. I
said it was going to be one of the worst teams in the NFC.
They're going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. Actually, that's what I said. And now look, they're 3-6. So I would take my cookies on a pat on the back. But yeah, man. But it's funny looking at this at this game. Ow. It was 3-0 going into the fourth quarter. So I don't really know. It's like 3-0 going into the fourth quarter. Both of these offenses didn't play well because their quarterbacks were just out of sync.
We didn't score till fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, they both of these quarterbacks were out of sync, and they were just out of their own element and just didn't really know what.
Roger just came back from COVID, so he can slide.
Yeah, exactly.
Russell Wilson,
he was out as well. He was out for what, 4 or 5 weeks?
Yeah, but he was said he was coming back. Like, he was good to go since last week. I mean, so he trained. I'm pretty sure he trained and did everything. And
but he was still. But he didn't play in a single game. Come on now, you got
that too. But it's not even that. I'm not going to blame Russell Wilson. Shut up. Let me talk. I'm not going to blame Russell Wilson. It's just the Seahawks. It's just Seahawks in general. Like,
there you go. Good. Blaming him like he blamed Jordan Love last week.
Mm-hmm. I didn't blame Russell. I'm just saying they just didn't have a good game.
All right. What to do? Whatever.
No, Jordan Love is a bum now.
One of the last games of the week, we have the Chiefs and the Raiders.
The Chiefs actually look good, finally.
Stepping it up.
But you know what's so funny is 2 weeks ago we were like, you know, Chiefs right now are sitting at last in their division.
Questionable.
No, they were sitting at last in the division, and now look. They are number 1 in their division at 6-4. And to me, honestly, Chiefs look like their offense looked the best that they've looked all season long. All season long, they haven't looked that good and so complete all season. Go ahead.
Another thing I want to point out, they stepped up on defense too. They passed 3 games.
Yeah, for sure. It's funny. Well, granted, I mean they did play just a messed up mentally, physically, emotionally Raiders team. But you saw something that the Chiefs did this week. They walked down the field, like the Chiefs. Like the past couple of seasons, you would see their offense walk down the field on you. You know what I mean by that? Like you would see them play like their offense be so good that they can just easily get completions and touchdowns and stuff. And you saw that Sunday night.
Mahomes' best game, one of his best games too.
Yes,
5 touchdowns.
Easily had one of his best games of the season. He had his best game of the season. 35 for 50, 406, 5 touchdowns, and he was on my bench on fantasy.
100 yards.
So, it's a good week for that. But for me, just I think my final statement is like they just looked like the Chiefs from old. But yeah, this Raiders team has gone through so much, and I feel like they're just ready for the season to be over. Honestly.
Yes.
But yeah, man, that's all I got for that. I'll let y'all have it now.
I don't have anything else really. I mean, the Chiefs look good, man, and I feel bad for the Raiders organization right now, but
yeah, for sure. The entire thing, man.
It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
You lose your head coach, you lose your star receiver, you lose your star corner,
you lose your whole draft class basically.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
And it's like it feels like you're like a year back now. You know what I mean? Like, you're just a year back from what you thought were gonna be. Your
whole
season.
Year just got wasted for nothing.
Yeah, for sure. And so, man, but yeah, man, much respect to the Chiefs, man. Even though they were just saying that, they were just getting trashed week in and week out, they still just didn't give up, and they still realized that, we are still the NFL like championship Chiefs. Like, we got this. And so, here's a last question I'll pose about the Chiefs. Like, can they do it? Like, can they get into the Super Bowl still, or is their defense just that is too bad?
No, their defense is good.
I don't think they make the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
because they're gonna play. I feel like they're gonna play. I mean, they probably have another big game coming up. A couple big games coming up.
Right now, they'll play.
They got the Cowboys next.
Yeah,
so
that'll be interesting. That'll be a fun one to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it'll be Chiefs.
Back and forth.
So right now it'll be Chiefs and Steelers if the playoffs started today.
They'd beat the Steelers.
Yeah,
they'd beat the Steelers.
Just because the Steelers secondary isn't that good.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Tyreek Hill would probably have a field day on him.
I was about to say the same thing.
Sure.
Tyreek was finna go crazy. They was not be able to guard him.
He is so good, man.
Too fast.
So fast.
Yep.
But yeah, man, gonna move on into the last game of the week. Yeah, man, look at that. It's been a good week. Last game we're talking about is the Rams and the 49ers.
Good upset.
A good upset, but I have some things to say.
I mean, is it an upset?
Yes, that's an upset.
Why? I mean, it's a division game.
One of the best teams in the league losing to the 3-5 Niners.
It's also it's a division game, man.
Matt played terrible again.
But this should have been a landslide because, like, you know what I'm saying? Now, if, like, the teams were, like, closer record-wise, then I could see that. But, no, the Rams should have won this, and Stafford just did not look good.
Agreed.
So, but not even that. The Cardinals even beat the 49ers twice. Yeah. But the Rams did lose.
The past couple of weeks, man, 2 to 3, maybe 2 to 4
Cardinals
weeks.
Been struggling.
You meant Rams?
Yeah, I mean, not Cardinals.
Stafford just hasn't looked good, man.
He been playing like a bum. He been playing terrible again.
Why are you just trashing? These dudes are just
2 interceptions, both games, and 1 touchdown.
Yeah,
both games.
I just don't know what they're missing.
That's terrible.
Man. Like, there's no way they just can't produce better than this. If you know what I mean. You start off the season 7-1? No, I mean you start off the season 6-1 or something like that, and now you've lost 2, and now you've lost 2 out of your past 3. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Got to do better, man. Stafford has to really clean it up if they want to be if they want to make some noise in the playoffs. Do we think the 49ers, like, is this a plus for the 49ers? Like, does this
They
open your eyes
definitely
to
have
it?
a shot now to make the wild card spot.
Yeah, yeah, because what they're
Jimmy
a game,
had
They
another
could.
good
cause
game too.
they're a game behind right now.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jimmy G. I mean, he had a
he had a
decent
good game
game.
again.
BG looks pretty. I mean, their run offense
Yes,
is
I mean
just so good.
they ran the ball what 45 times.
They ran the ball a
So
lot.
they ran the ball 45 times and they threw it 20. Like it's but so much you can do. Yeah, man. But Jimmy, I think Jimmy's trying to really get him a starting job somewhere else next season because we all know Trey Lance is going to start next season.
Yeah.
But it's just it, it it's interesting to see that this team is crumbling this fast, if that makes sense. But I hope they don't crumble. I hope they really understand what they need to do and get back into the swing of things. But yeah, man, that is it for this week's rendition of recaps. Elijah, you want to say out the records real quick?
Predictions? All right,
Well,
now
our
pull them up.
records, yeah, for all of us.
All right, now so for the records on our predictions, this was pretty much a close one. I got scared. I thought I was gonna lose my first place, but I didn't. So first place is me, 62-38-1, cause Steelers.
So I might
Second,
need to
Yeah,
fact check
we're
this next
counting
week.
that tie as a tie for everybody.
Yeah, the
second
tie kind of
place,
is a tie. Yeah.
second place, Davion 60-41-1, and then Matt right behind you with 59-42-1. And then Freddie, yes, Freddie still last. 48-53.
Okay.
Listen, I
What games did I get wrong? Actually, let me say that.
You got Ravens, Bucks, Browns, Cardinals, Rams. You didn't have a bad week.
there's gonna be one day I sit down and I'm gonna go over and listen and see like your record. For some reason, I just think you're lying. I think there's some
Okay.
cheating going on.
It's
I
the
think
fact that
something.
you think some cheating's going on, and I literally have the losses too on like what games that I lose. I'll always have accounts
No,
going on.
I just don't trust you ever since the last time, man. You
No,
did
you're
it.
just mad because you lost first place. It's okay.
I don't mind losing, man. I'm not gonna be
It's
perfect.
okay.
Yeah,
we know you're not perfect.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I'm not gonna argue with you right now about this. We're just gonna
Okay.
go. We're gonna move into predicting.
Freddie, no, wait. Fred, I'm gonna just
yeah,
tell
Freddie.
what games people lost real quick. Freddie,
Okay.
he had Bucks. He lost the Bucks, Jags, Browns, Chargers, Broncos, Rams. You lost Ravens, Bucks, Chargers, Cardinals, Broncos, Rams. I lost Ravens, Bucks, Browns, Cardinals, Broncos, and Rams.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you the only one that like had a good week, Matt. So
Okay.
Big up the man like Matt. Still, we gotta get Freddie's predictions in as well for this week. But yeah, gonna go down real quick. First game, Patriots, Falcons.
Patriots.
Patriots.
Patriots. Thursday Night Football. Next game, Eagles, Saints.
Saints.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Saints.
I don't know why. I'm gonna go Saints as well.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, please don't say that, man. Don't hurt my heart. Next game, Dolphins, Jets.
I'll take Dolphins.
I think Dolphins, but the Jets could easily win this game.
I'll take. Yeah, that's a toss-up. I'm gonna take Miami though.
Yeah. Next game, Washington, Panthers.
I'm gonna go Carolina.
Rivera's old team.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
He's gonna know how to play. He's gonna know how to guard Cam, man.
I'm sticking. I might say Washington.
I feel like that might be a defensive game, but let's see. Now, I wonder how Ron Rivera is going to stop McCaffrey because that'll be interesting. But
I mean, he do know the plays now.
Which I don't know, y'all. This is gonna be my toss-up of the week.
Oh, that's a toss-up for me too. But
Carolina, that is a toss-up though.
I'm gonna lean heavy on the Washington.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Carolina.
Okay.
Next game, Colts, Bills.
Bills.
I really want my Colts to win, so my prediction could come true that they make it into the wild card.
Do you?
but I'm gonna go with the Bills.
I'm gonna go with the Bills as well. My Super Bowl team. Next game, Lions, Browns.
I don't know. They might pull another Steelers on me.
I'm
But I
gonna do
got
the
the Browns.
Browns.
But I got the Browns.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
hit the Browns, even though I love them so much. Browns. 49ers, Jacksonville.
I got 49ers.
Niners.
Niners as well. Texans. Texans and the Titans.
I got Titans.
Man, there's no like good upset potentially.
No, not yet. I don't think.
I guess the Washington one is like the only somewhat.
Washington's the only one for me.
We got a couple coming up. We got a couple coming up. But yeah, Tennessee and then
Titans.
Titans.
Yeah, Titans.
Titans as well. Packers, Vikings.
I'll say we win this first one. I'll say we win this first one, so Packers.
Where's the game?
Vikings are at home.
I'll go Green Bay.
I got Packers.
Green Bay as well. Ravens, Bears.
Ravens.
Really?
Ravens. I hate picking the overdogs right now.
It's rough right now.
I was choosing the Bears a couple times, but that didn't work out for me.
Raiders, Bengals. I think they have a bounce back week.
Raiders and Bengals. Who's the underdog in that? It has to be the Raiders, right?
I think so, but they're both 5-4.
I'll choose Raiders.
God. You said Raiders?
I'm going to go the Raiders.
I got Raiders.
Hot one.
That's hard.
Alrighty. Next game, Cardinals, Seahawks. Cardinals.
I'm going to go Seattle.
I was about to say I'm going to go Seahawks.
Those two always have like really, really high scoring games, and like usually Seattle wins those. So yeah, I'm
outside. It'll be outside in Seattle this week as well.
I got Seahawks.
I'm going Seattle then. Yeah, that's a good episode.
I have the Cardinals because I'm smart. No, I do have the Cardinals though. Next game, Cowboys, Chiefs.
This is a good one.
I'm gonna go Chiefs.
Chiefs at home.
I'm gonna go to boys.
Yeah, that's a good game. Damn.
I got the boys.
I have the Chiefs. Smart.
This will see how good they're. Trayvon Diggs versus Tyreek. Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna torch Tyreek. I mean, Tyreek's gonna torch him.
100%.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs as well. Steelers, Chargers.
I'm gonna go Chargers because of the whole Big Ben COVID situation.
Will he be back next week?
Apparently, Tomlin said they're game planning like Mason Rudolph is starting. So I'm gonna go the Chargers.
Elijah.
It's hard, right?
I don't know. Well, yeah, like Matt said, because if Ben do come back early, like pretty much like what Rodgers did, came back early. I'm gonna go Chargers.
And then last game of the season, Monday Night Football, Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New York Giants.
I'm a diehard Giants.
They're gonna blow out the Giants.
I got the Bucks.
All right, and I got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well. Next week's they are bye week teams are the Rams and the Broncos.
Okay.
Well, thanks for listening, y'all. It's been a long one today, but we've had really good conversation, man. Like I'm really excited about the playoffs coming up and stuff. It's been interesting, man. This NFL season has been the most unpredictable one yet I've seen in a little while. To what the Saints has gone through, to what Panthers has gone through, to what all these teams have gone through. But yeah, man, thanks for listening. If y'all made it this far, anything I have, Matt or Elijah? Anything else?
Nope.
I don't think so.
I think we done.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, appreciate y'all for listening. I have been your host, Davion.
I've been Eli.
And I'm Matt.
And this has been the post game.